All right, Southwest Florida, we're so thrilled that you stayed with us. It's been just a thrill here at Southwestern Vocational Training. We have a distinguished guest here. Second part of our show, we get a chance to talk to the Honorable Judge Archie Hayward, who's running for re-election for Lee County Judge. So, Judge, let's bump you in. It's always good to get you out. Let me pontificate. One of the things I've noticed about you, Judge, the time that you've been in office, is that you still get out and touch the community. I see you at events, see you out working with the children, the adults, giving legal advice, not in the sense of here's how you do legal, but helping people to learn about how the judicial process works. What about you has made you such a people person?
Well, Lee, growing up here in Fort Myers, my mother taught us to be of service to the community. And she would have my father and I go and deliver meals to people in the community. So I felt like we started Meals on Wheels. Mm-hmm. But as a result of that, you know, I have a desire to serve and assist in the community.
That's outstanding. Now, you give us a little background. You were elected in 2008 and you were appointed prior to that?
I was actually appointed in 2008. I was elected in 2010.
Okay.
And having to go through the nomination, the appointment is from the governor. And as many as 22 to 23 lawyers were on the list, and they were interviewed by the nominating committee. The nominating committee sent 6 names to the governor, and the governor's team selected me out of those 6.
How did that make you feel being selected by the governor?
I was overjoyed.
Okay.
It was just a phenomenal feeling.
Now, I know that you worked for many years as a lawyer at the grassroots level again. Saw you in the community. You came on my show back in the early 90s, and throughout the years, you've always been a good friend. Lee Pitt's Live has never been difficult to get you to come out and talk and help people. The process of being a lawyer in the field and now sitting as a judge, is there anything that you could draw from being a lawyer?
Yes, a lot of experience. Having a total of 24 years as an attorney and now 8 years on the bench. In those 24 years, I had a lot of experience starting out as a criminal defense attorney with the Public Defender's Office, then having my own private practice for 9 years, and then being with a nonprofit organization doing civil work. And so I had a chance to look at most areas of the law.
During that time, did you ever fast forward to the future? One day I would like to be a judge, or things just start coming your way and you say, hey, here's an opportunity, take advantage of it?
It was not only an opportunity, but a blessing. I had several people who would tell me in conversation, you ought to be a judge. And I would just smile and shake my head.
Right.
And so when the opportunity arose, someone else suggested, why don't you put in an application? And I was sort of reluctant. However, after their persistence, I decided to go ahead and put in the application because I was encouraged greatly by this person.
You know, and even though I've known you as a friend in a non-judge way, now when I see you, you do seem like you should be a judge. I even feel like, even though me and you cool, I even feel like when I'm around you, I got to be more, you know, and conduct myself in a better way. Do you find, I'm just saying that to say, do you find like people might say, hey, that's the judge, we got to act a certain way? Do you feel that sometimes?
Yes, Lee. Most of the time when people see me, they don't suspect that I am a judge, and they will ask me, what do you do?
Okay.
And as soon as they find out that I'm a judge, it's a total different experience.
Right.
And they also, they treat me with great respect.
That's great.
And I know it's not because of the person, it's because of the office.
And you take a lot of pride in the office and respect for the office.
That's correct. I represent Lee County's judiciary, and I am proud to do so. And that's why I try my best to always remember that it is a 24/7 occupation, because no matter what I do, it's always the judge. It's not Archie, it's the judge.
Judge, this gives me an opportunity. I never said this on television, but this gives me an opportunity to do this. Okay, when I was in high school, I was the president of student government, right? And senior president of student government, Carver High School in Birmingham. And I realized that I was president of student government when I walked into the bathroom. Some guys were in the bathroom smoking cigarettes. We were in high school. I'm just their peers. I wasn't paying them any attention. They smoked cigarettes in the boys' bathroom all the time. Soon as I come into the bathroom, they start putting out cigarettes. I use the bathroom. I'm like, why y'all putting out cigarettes? Hey, man, you're the president of student government. I'm like, I'm just a student. But I see, I then start understanding that when you're in a certain position, people see it a different way and carry yourself a different way. Just wanted to get that in. I never said it on television. Tell us about some of the cases that you handle.
Well, in county court, we handle civil as well as criminal cases. And we also will have a docket of domestic violence. We have first appearance that when people are arrested the night before, they must see a judge within 24 hours. So we also get a chance to handle first appearance. That's when most people see a judge, and they see them on the television, and they're either stating what the bond is going to be or whether or not the person is going to be held. So a lot of times you'll see that on the early morning news.
Now, when we see courts, I know that's real, but when we see those TV shows, all these court this and court that and judge this and judge that, and funny things happen. Does funny things actually happen in real court?
Oh yes, we have quite a few things that happen in court that are similar to what you see on television, but I always try to remind people that this is not TV court, and you have to be mindful that this is the real deal, and you should conduct yourself accordingly. But we do have some instances, and you can't help it because sometimes people are looking for some levity in the process. And so even though it's a serious process, we do find some things that are sort of funny.
I tell you, when I realized it was serious one time, I was in court for a traffic violation a while back. And I kept, every time I was standing up there, Lee Pitt standing up there, everybody in court knew who I was, but I kept putting my hands in my pockets. And they kept saying, take your hands out your pocket. Put my hand, and just naturally what's that all about, man? Keep your hands out of your pockets.
That's the quickest way to be tased.
Oh, really?
Because they don't know what's in your pocket. They don't know if you're trying to conceal anything, and it's simply for security.
Okay.
And so the bailiff staff, they're in charge of keeping the courtroom safe and the judge safe. And so it's their intent to make sure that you're not concealing any weapon or anything that could be disruptive.
Now, what are some of the qualifications to actually be a judge?
You have to be an attorney for at least 5 years and be in good standing with the Florida bar. Then anyone who meets those requirements can file through the election process, and they must pay a filing fee and then qualify by signing all the necessary papers. Now, when there becomes a vacancy, as I indicated, as I was nominated in 2008, you can fill out an application and submit your name to the Judicial Nominating Committee. And the Judicial Nominating Committee is made up of attorneys and also non-lawyers. And they are appointed to that committee, and they make a recommendation to the governor. And then the governor selects from those names.
I want to remind everybody that your contact information, website, and things of that nature have been appearing on screen, and they can find more about the Judge Archie Hayward campaign by going to that information. One of the things that, and you can enlighten me on this, somewhere back in the day or something, I remember that somebody told me that you didn't have to be a lawyer to become a judge. That's an old thing that's been changed?
That has been changed for quite a few years. I think when I first came in as a lawyer back in '84, we had one remaining judge out in either Hendry County or Glades County. I believe it was Glades. And he had been grandfathered in. He was not an attorney, had not been trained as an attorney, but as he was appointed to the judgeship, he then was able to maintain that office. When you're nominated, you're vetted in a sense that all of your peers have an opportunity to comment to the Judicial Nominating Committee, as well as you go through an extensive background with the governor, because the governor has to decide whether or not you're the person that they want to nominate. And having the experience that I've had in criminal law as well as civil law, and when I was with the Public Defender's Office, we did Baker Acts, we did a lot of different things. And over the years, I acted as a hearing officer for the support revenue department, and I did that for quite a few years, as well as participated in different legal clinics with the volunteer groups here in Lee County.
So you're well qualified. That's outstanding. Tell us about some community involvement that you have.
I'm a member of Rotary International, the downtown Fort Myers club, where we provide service above self to the community, and it's been enjoyable. We have a fantastic club. I've been on the Southwest Florida Community Foundation Board of Trustees for quite a while, and previously I've served with the Alvin A. Dubin Alzheimer's Resource Center.
Wow.
And that was something close to my heart because my mother was diagnosed with dementia and Alzheimer's, and she survived for quite a long time.
Right.
But as a result of that, I was able to serve in that capacity on that board.
But I remember you was like championing that long before you were a judge.
Right.
Because we associated that with Archie Hayward in the community. Final question. Are there certain things that a judge can talk about in terms of election, and when is the soonest a person could go out and vote for you?
And you can start requesting your early mail-in ballots as soon as July 1st or even now. Also, you can go in and they will have early voting August 20th through the 27th, and August 30th is the day that people can go in and cast their vote. But the best thing that can happen is people go and tell people to vote in the August 30th primary, because people will be looking forward to the general election in November. And so we need people to get out and vote in August 30th. The judge basically is restricted by the Supreme Court of Florida, and they tell us what to do through Canon 7. And so we are limited as to just saying who we are and what our background is and why we would like to be judged.
Well, all of that fancy stuff by the state and the government and all of that, they can't stop me from saying that I am going to vote for Judge Archie Hayward. Now, can they stop me? I just said it, okay? Judge, thanks for joining. Let's bump you out.
And thank you for your support.
Okay. But those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those like Judge Archie Hayward who are doing it. We'll see you next week right here on the award-winning Lee Pitts Live.
Lee Pitts Live is a Lee Pitts Enterprise production.